Take out the credit card in your pocket and put it on the table. Look closely at that little piece of plastic, because behind it, there aren't just ARCs, passwords, or interest rates. There are severed heads, priests burned alive, and the biggest legal robbery in history. Today, I'm going to tell you how 9 poor knights, swinging swords in the name of God, turned into the world's first global bank, and how this power, which brought even kings to their knees, was wiped out in blood in a single night. If you're ready, let's start. Look, the year is 1119. Jerusalem has just been taken, but the roads? A total disaster. Poor folks traveling from Europe are being hunted down like flies. Right at this point, a French knight steps up. Hugues de Payen. He takes 8 friends, goes to the king of Jerusalem and says, "We will protect these roads, but give us a place in return." The king gives them a spot right on the ruins of Solomon's temple. That's actually where their name comes from, the Knights Templar. But there's a problem. These guys are so poor. I'm not joking. Even their official seal shows 2 knights riding a single horse. But then, they used that diabolical intelligence that changed history. They told the pilgrims in Europe, "Don't take gold with you. You'll get robbed. Give your gold to US in London. We'll give you a coded paper. When you get to Jerusalem, show the paper and get your money back." Sound familiar? Yes, these guys invented the traveler's check. The system worked like a charm. Even if someone stole the paper, they couldn't cash it. Suddenly, the Knights became the world's most trusted logistics company. They got so rich, so fast, that they weren't just guarding roads anymore. They started lending money to kings. They built massive temple banks in Paris and London. They even went a step further. Interest. Back then it was forbidden, but they found a loophole. They called it rent, or processing fees, and they made money on top of money. Think about it. They became richer than the Pope. They were literally untouchable, tax-exempt, taking orders from no one. They had become a state within a state. But there is an unchanging rule in history. Too much power brings too many enemies. Enter King Philip IV of France. The king's debt was massive. His treasury was empty, while the knights were swimming in gold. So the king thought, why bother paying the debt? I'll just eliminate the creditor. And the day arrives when the famous Friday the 13th legend was born. Dawn, Friday, October 13th, 1307, with a secret order. King Philip had all the Templars in France dragged from their beds at the same time. The accusations were terrible, worshipping the devil, black magic. It was all a lie. The only goal was to seize their money. They tortured them in dungeons for days, broken bones, flayed skin. The final scene is a total horror movie. Their leader, Jacques de Molay, was tied to a stake in the heart of Paris. They piled wood beneath him. As the flames began to rise, Molay turned to King Philip and the Pope in the crowd and screamed his famous curse. God knows we are innocent. Philip, Clement, I summon you to join me in death before the year is out. The result? Chilling. Pope Clement died a month later, and King Philip, killed in a hunting accident, before the year ended. Who knows if the curse was real? But the Templars ended that day. However, the system they left behind, that never died. Today, when you transfer money at the bank, remember those nights in the flames, because the modern world was built on those ashes.